The year 2026 felt different from the very beginning. There was an unusual vibration in the global music industry, a sweet tension that kept millions of fans around the world refreshing their social media feeds every single minute. And when two massive names finally returned almost at the same time, the world seemed to pause and realize one thing. This was not just an ordinary comeback. This was a resurrection. This was a historic moment. This was the year when BTS and Bruno Mars shook the world once again. For years, fans had been wondering when that moment would arrive. For BTS, the road to 2026 was not a short one. After a period of focusing on individual activities and fulfilling mandatory duties, many questioned whether the same explosive energy would still exist when they reunited as a full group. Would the chemistry still burn as brightly? Would the world still be waiting with open arms? The answer came faster and louder than anyone expected. Even before a single note from their new project was heard, the official announcement alone was enough to set social media on fire. The name BTS dominated global trending topics within minutes. Armies from Asia, America, Europe, and Latin America moved in unison, proving that time had never weakened their loyalty. On the other side of the world, Bruno Mars was preparing his own grand stage. Nearly a decade after his last solo album became a cultural phenomenon, many had longed for his signature touch: the golden, warm vocals, the retro-modern production, and the almost unmatched stage presence. The music industry had changed dramatically over the past 10 years. Trends had come and gone, algorithms had shifted, and a new generation of artists had risen. Yet one question always lingered in the air. What would happen if Bruno Mars returned now? The answer turned out to be even more spectacular than expected. When news of their respective comebacks began to circulate, industry analysts tried to read the bigger picture. Was this merely coincidence? Or was 2026 destined to be the stage for the return of giants? What was undeniable was the immediate impact. Streaming platforms experienced a surge in searches for both BTS and Bruno Mars' older songs. Their previous albums re-entered charts. A new generation, perhaps too young during their first peak eras, now found themselves swept into the same wave of excitement as longtime fans. What made this moment even more extraordinary was the contrast, and yet the similarity between them. BTS emerged from the world of K-pop, carrying collective identity, precise choreography, and emotional storytelling deeply connected to their fans' journeys. Bruno Mars came from the tradition of American pop and R&B, with musical influences rooted in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But beneath those differences, they shared one undeniable trait: they knew how to create moments. They didn't just release songs, they created events. The first teaser announcement from BTS for their new project immediately sparked a storm of theories. Every symbol, color, and visual fragment was dissected endlessly. ARMY analyzed every second of footage, searching for hidden clues about the concept and musical direction. Some speculated about themes of maturity and reflection on their long journey. Others hoped for a fusion of their classic explosive energy with a deeper sound reflecting their growth as individuals and as a group. Meanwhile, Bruno Mars chose a different yet equally effective strategy. With his signature blend of mystery and confidence, he released a short audio snippet, just enough to ignite speculation about the return of the irresistible funk grooves that made him globally beloved. Major radio stations began preparing special segments. Editorial playlists on streaming platforms readied their top slots. Mainstream entertainment media rolled out massive headlines even before official dates were confirmed. Then the days finally arrived. When their new songs were released, it truly felt as if two musical tsunamis were crashing onto the world from different directions, equally powerful. BTS delivered a project that felt mature and emotional, yet still explosive enough to make stadiums tremble. Their vocals sounded deeper, more experienced. Their rap line delivered lyrics with an intensity shaped by years of growth and challenge. Meanwhile, Bruno Mars presented polished yet energetic production, with hooks that instantly embedded themselves in listeners' minds and rhythms that forced bodies to move. Global charts quickly became fascinating battlegrounds. The names BTS and Bruno Mars alternated at the top positions across countries. In the United States, Europe, Japan, and Latin America, both proved that they were not just regional icons, but true global superstars. Even industry observers who once expressed skepticism were forced to admit that this comeback was not merely nostalgia, it was renewed domination. Even more intriguing was how fans from both sides began interacting. ARMY and Bruno Mars' fanbase discovered common ground in their appreciation for musical excellence and powerful live performances. Social media filled with mashup videos, fan art, and speculation about a potential collaboration. Just imagining BTS and Bruno Mars sharing the same stage was enough to send millions into a frenzy. Their comeback concerts further proved that their power had never truly faded. Stadiums sold out within minutes. Tickets became prized commodities across continents. Each performance felt like a celebration, not just of music, but of the journey they had traveled alongside their fans. The spotlights, the oceans of light sticks, and thousands of voices singing in unison created unforgettable scenes. Behind all the glitter lay a story of resilience. The entertainment industry is not an easy place to maintain global relevance for over a decade. Pressure, shifting market tastes, and personal challenges can easily break even the strongest stars. Yet both BTS and Bruno Mars demonstrated that evolution is the key. They did not attempt to replicate their past selves. They returned with renewed identities, while remaining true to the core essence that made the world fall in love with them in the first place. Ultimately, 2026 will not simply be remembered as the year new albums were released. It will be remembered as the year of revival. The year when two powerful forces from opposite sides of the globe proved that music is truly a universal language. The year when millions, regardless of language or culture, found the same joy in melodies and lyrics. And perhaps the most electrifying part is the feeling that this is only the beginning. If this comeback alone has shaken the world to such an extent, what more lies ahead? Will the dream collaboration finally become reality? Will major award stages witness a historic moment where BTS and Bruno Mars stand side by side? One thing is certain, 2026 is already written into music history. When people in the future speak about a great era of resurgence, they will mention BTS and Bruno Mars in the same breath. They will remember how the world felt more alive when these two kings of pop decided to return. And for millions of fans, this year is not just about charts or records. It is about a feeling that had long been missed finally returning. It is about hope reigniting. It is about the belief that music will always find a way to unite the world, no matter how unexpected the moment may be.